What's up, everybody? It's Jeremy with Fluesbrothers Chimney Service Fireplace Friday. I'm going to be your host today. We're going to talk about fireplaces. Usually we do this at 10 a.m. My alarm went off and I got sidetracked, which happens this time of year. It's extremely busy. I expect it to be even busier next week as we round up towards Super Bowl. Even though the weather is a little nicer outside, it's supposed to be like almost 50 today, which is nice. Anyways, let's talk about gas fireplace. A lot of people have gas fireplaces in your home. This particular fireplace, we're starting to do some construction and get some units in around here at the world headquarters here. I'm going to have a seat, and we're going to look at this fireplace here together. So, what we are going to look at is called a direct vent gas fireplace. We've talked about it before on this show. What it is a fireplace with a solid pane of glass that only allows outside air in and exhaust out. So the glass needs to be attached, and it needs to be attached properly so you don't get any fumes or any carbon monoxide or anything back in your home. Let's take a look at it. So, this is the unit. This is in its rawest form. This is not what it's going to look like in your house. This is what it's going to look like if you tore off the facial wall. This is the venting. It can go straight out the back, unlike a wood-burning fireplace that must continuously go up. This is your glass. It works off of a remote. This particular one, some people might have a wall switch, but a little nicer unit above builder grade is going to typically have a remote, and the remote operates the fan, and you can set it to different temperatures, etc., etc. This fireplace doesn't have a face on it yet. We haven't finished it out. We're in the rough construction phase, so it'll have a pretty face on it eventually, and I'm sure you'll see it in the future. You can see that the logs are glowing, has a nice looking little log set in there. We're also going to get some in here that are birch logs, and they're actually pretty cool. So, what we want to talk about today is we get a lot of phone calls, and they either have just had one of these installed, or it's been in their house for a while. When they light it up, it smells. So, what we're going to go over with the gas fireplace odors, we have a little sheet that we upload for customers that goes over gas fireplace odors, and I'm going to read it to you today. Let me turn my little rolly chair around here so you can look at the fireplace while I'm reading this off. Problem: I lit my fireplace and I smell an odor. It must be gas. Well, everybody always thinks it's gas unless it smells like rotten eggs. It's not gas. So, solution 1, calm down. It's likely not a gas leak. Gas smells like rotten eggs. It does not smell like burnt plastic or hot metal. Burnt plastic smell is likely burn off of the unit, which is normal, and hot metal is typically a normal smell of a hot metal fireplace. Objects that are heated will have an odor, period. So, when these are installed, you always want to make sure you clean off the top and everything, because after you burn it for a while, you might smell some of that stuff like dust and things behind the wall, and obviously you can't get to that and clean it. Most of these units go years and years and years, and they function and they work every time you go to fire it up, but most people don't realize that you're supposed to have them serviced every year. So a lot of dust and dander and things like that build up, and when you go to fire it up, it can cause a smell. Now, if it's always smelled, they didn't whoever first owned the home or what have you never put the fireplace through the actual burn-off period, which can take anywhere from 5 to 10 hours. And when you're doing that initial burn-off, it's going to put off a little bit of an odor. It's going to put off a little bit of a haze or a smoke. It's all the oils and paint curing and everything else. We burn this thing a lot. And when we first put it in, I made sure everybody here could smell and go, look, that's what it smells like when they're burning in. So if you go to a customer's house and they say it stinks, and you service it and you get it all cleaned up, then you light it up, and then you want to go outside and then come back in after your sniffer has cleared a little bit to make sure that that's what you're smelling. It's burn off. If I could bottle it, I would bottle it and tell people, look, this is burn off and this is a gas smell. But the best thing we can say is rotten eggs. I don't know, maybe a lot of people haven't smelled rotten eggs in their life. I don't know, but anyways, moving on. If the smell is rotten eggs and it smells all the time, Not when the fireplace is just on. We need to call the gas company. They'll come out and find a gas leak. And a lot of times it isn't even the fireplace. It might be something else in the house. So if it does smell like rotten eggs or it smells all the time, it could be a gas leak. But very rarely are they gas leaks, is what we find. Have you had the fireplace serviced and inspected this season? If not, this can look. Let's see here. If not, have this done. Make sure you mention the smell concern to the office and the technician so they can look into that concern. Dust can cause a smell, but notice even if you have had the fireplace service this year, there are areas that cannot be accessed for cleaning and they accumulate dust. If parts are changed, it could be off-gassing. That happens. All of that happens. So, 4, if you never used the fireplace or used it very little, the fireplace, no matter what the age, could still need burnt off. So a lot of people say, well, the house is 10 years old. Well, it could still need to be burnt off because the problem is the minute people turn it on and then it smells a little bit, they shut it off. Well, that doesn't properly burn in or bake off the fireplace. So, let's see here. Where are we at? 5. Do you have a lot of things around the fireplace, like candles, ornaments, holiday items, etc.? Try removing them and see if the smell goes away. They may be heating up and smelling. That happens. We'll have people who call and they'll say, it never smelled before, and now it smells when we use it. And you go out to their home for a service, whatever, clean everything up, and you notice when you walk in their house, there's kind of that strange new house smell, and you notice they have new carpet. So it could be the new carpet off-gassing, and then it's getting drawn through the fireplace, getting heated up, and then it comes out smelling even worse. Let's see here. 6. Have you tampered with or removed any part of the fireplace? Did you remove the glass to clean, rearrange logs, etc., which you should not rearrange the logs. If one falls over, you want to put it back where it was. But these logs all need to be a manufacturer-specific set, and they need to be where the manufacturer says they need to go. If not, they could cause a lot of soot and carbon and ruin the fireplace. Could be hazardous. Don't want that. But if you take the glass off to clean or whatever, you want to make sure that everything is back on and sealed up properly, etc., etc. If you aren't sure, check with the manufacturer's instructions or have the fireplace serviced and make sure the technician goes over that with you. Okay, let's see here. If so, make sure everything is proper place and the glass is properly lashed. Okay, there we go. 7, if the fireplace has a damper, did you open it? Did you open the damper? Now, we get that all the time, especially this time of year. People forget to open the damper. If you're burning vent-free gas logs, crack the damper a little bit so you don't have to smell them. So vent-free gas logs are a whole different beast, not this type of beast. It's basically an open fireplace. And if they've been installed into a previous wood-burning fireplace, it could be that you need to crack the damper up a little bit, open a little bit so they can off gas or whatever. Vent-free gas logs, under certain circumstances, are okay to use with the damper closed. But we like to open them up just a little bit so the off gases. Again, if you haven't ever had your fireplace serviced, whether or not we're in your service area or not, you need to get a chimney professional out there to help you with this. That way you get it out of the way and you're making sure you're burning safely. Okay. Alrighty. 8. If the fireplace or log set is new, it is likely paints and adhesives burning off. It can also be adhesives and material used on the facing. So if it's a brand new fireplace, again, it could be off-gassing from other things. You just need to use it after it's been checked and made sure that it's installed right and it's all functioning properly and everything. And crack windows, open doors. Never turn on the attic fan, though. So many people, well, I'm going to turn on this fan that evacuates things out of my house in order to get the smell out. Problem with that is that you're creating what's called a negative pressure in the home, which essentially is drawing things in to the home, not exhausting things out. All of it is going to be exhausting up through where that fan is. So why is that a problem, Jeremy? Well, the problem is if you turn on that attic fan and it starts drawing things in, like through the windows and everything, it can also draw things through the venting system. And that's not cool because we want things to vent properly, not to be drawn back into the house as they're burning. Correct? Correct. Okay. Let's see here. At 9, burn off can take 3 to 5 hours of consistent burning, or even up to 9 hours. Do open windows to cause a cross draft. Do not use attic fan. Just said that. Look at that. It's right there on the list. 10. If your unit is a vent-free unit, due to the fact that it vents into the room, it will always smell. It's always going to smell. If it's not a vented unit, it's always going to smell. Shouldn't be putting out any carbon. Shouldn't be putting out any horrible things, but it will always smell. We have found that certain logs do put off more odor than others. They usually the fiber logs, they draw in a lot of moisture and a lot of things for the room. That's why I think a lot of the vent-free appliance manufacturers have gotten away from those fiber logs because I think they soak up a lot of stuff and then they put out odor. So they're they go to the more dense ceramic logs that don't tend to have that problem. But again, unless you absolutely know what you have or you've had it checked out by a professional, make sure you have a professional out. Make sure they are certified by the Chimney Safety Institute of America, the CSIA, or the CCP, which is Certified Chimney Professional, or both. Both's good too. So, or NFI. There's another one, the National Fireplace Institute. Now, here at Fluesbrothers, we love everybody. We have training and everything. We have certifications. All of our guys have those opportunities to get their certifications. And the more they have, the greater they are, and the more knowledge they have. And I constantly am training. I'm constantly on group lines with our guys. Every day is you learn something new every day, and every day is a training session. So what have we went over today? We've went over gas fireplaces and the odors they can cause. Again, we pass out this little periodical with our gas fireplace service if they're having fireplace odors, and that way people can get more out of it, more knowledge out of it, etc., etc. So I appreciate everybody being here today. Hello, Lee. Hello, Andrew. Hello, who else is on here? Joseph, Mike Biswell. My buddies from Romania are on here. Hey. I miss all of you. I miss everybody that isn't immediately around me. I had big travel plans last year. Those got squashed, and it looks like they're probably going to get squashed again this year. Just trying to stay safe. I know the Super Bowl's coming up. People are going to be tempted to go to Super Bowl parties and things. One consistency that I've seen with people that contract the coronavirus is it's not the people that are wearing their mask out in public, but they're avoiding large crowds, and also the ones that are not going to large gatherings of random people or what have you. Those are the ones that seem like they're doing the best on fighting and not catching the virus. It's the other people that are doing a lot of activity things where you don't have the mask on, or you're around random people, and those people have been around other random people. So just do your due diligence. I know the vaccines they're rolling them out. Hopefully they work just great. Seems like a lot of people that I know have gotten them that are in certain, areas, whatever, things that they do for a living, first responders, stuff like that. So, with the Super Bowl coming up again, Super Bowl parties, probably not the best idea. Maybe a virtual Super Bowl party where everybody's on Zoom watching it or something. I'm sure people have thought of that. But at any rate, have a great week. I'll see you next Friday. It's supposed to be a little warmer here. Hopefully it doesn't rain too much. We're going to get up early and take the dogs for a walk or dog park or something, because it's supposed to start raining most of the day tomorrow, even though it'll be warmer. But we'll get through it, and we'll have a great weekend, and we'll see you next Friday for Fireplace Friday. Have a great week. I'm Jeremy here at Fluesbrothers Chimney Service. Thanks.